This is the second episode of my attempt to talk about domination. I was a neuroscientist for some time and I studied the brain. And the brain is a very complex structure. And if you want to explain or want to understand the brain, you really have to go back in history to when you had, let's say, the first nerve. The first animal with a nerve, which was a very small animal, it's called a lamprey. But to understand then what happened to that lamprey and how it became our brain, you have to know a little bit about evolution. And evolution is of course a controversial subject, with all kinds of people talking about what you call intelligent design and all kinds of views about it. And even somebody that is an atheist, a proclaimed atheist, and that is a proclaimed pro-evolutionist, you can find them on YouTube, will get it totally wrong, because he will talk about the way parts of our body are designed, or animals are. It's very intricate and complex systems, and there's always intention, there's always preparation. There's always some hint of will in what we see around us, in the way that these people describe evolution. And basically that is in itself a result of the way that our cognition works, because we try to find a model for what we are trying to explain. And we have a blueprint, we know about that, and we have a design that we know about that. Design is basically a way to keep together a number of ideas which together form something that we're after. And then you can do that on paper, or you can write it down, or you can make a painting of it, or you can sing a song about it. That can all be a design for something. I can tell you a story which is a plan, and then you have a design for a set of actions which eventually achieve the goal that you're after. That's design, and that's a good way to try to think about the body, because of course it has functions and it has purpose, but all these things are human projections onto what we see. The body itself does not know that it has bodily functions. The body itself has no clue, has never tried to see or hear or understand or do anything like that. It never tried to do anything. That's the whole point of really understanding evolution. Basically, what you start with, and it's also mind-boggling to me that religious people will not acknowledge evolution, because you can see it around you every day. The idea of natural selection, which is at the core of evolution, is simply that the existence of some structures is tolerated in the environment that it's in, and others it isn't. And that procreation, which is a very essential part of life, can happen for some of them and not for others. And that thereby, after, let's say, 50 years, some creatures are left, and the others that have been able to procreate have descendants who are completely new individuals with all kinds of new different characteristics, but of course somewhat like their parents. You know, so you can see it happening in front of your eyes. You see that children look like their parents. They have arms and legs. You know, even if they don't look specifically like their parents, they have arms and legs and noses and ears a lot like their parents. You know, they're not completely different new creatures. So how did that happen? And how did it? Okay, maybe I digress. And of course this video is already becoming too long. But the essence of evolution is simply that some things stay and are able to remain and others aren't. And the environment is the only one that basically, and the environment is everything else than the thing that you're talking about, and the life that you're talking about. And if that environment is harsh, it might perish and it won't be there, it won't exist. And the things that have always had success to exist and have been able to procreate, those are the things that we see around us today.